that he is being traded to the Washington Wizards. Now, I had a chance to join Strofe. Brad, I know you had a chance. Kyle, as the 414 guy, allegedly, of the show, what is your instantaneous reaction to the Milwaukee Bucks moving on from Double Deuce?
Yeah, my first reaction was the fact that it's, dang, the story's over. Dang, the legend is gone. Man, the Bucks are finally moving on. The dynasty that we thought we were going to have that we didn't have is gone, right? That was my first reaction, but then also it was a relief of, okay, we can finally move on because we all saw this, right? We all predicted that this was probably coming. We felt like the Milwaukee Bucks needed to make a move. We were shocked when they re-signed Khris Middleton 2 summers ago because of the fact that we just see his body deteriorating in front of our eyes. So for me, overall, when I saw it, I said, let me pay homage and let me pay respect to a legend that he is.
Would you have a moment of silence?
Yeah, no, I just want to make sure before anybody rejoices, right, that we also pay the true respect that's due to a guy like Khris Middleton. But then after you pay your respects, that's when you start celebrating that the Milwaukee Bucks made a move that was necessary, made a move that makes them better. But in my perspective,
what are you talking about? You think the Bucks are better right now?
Oh my gosh, Ben. So wait a minute.
Kuzma
is the guy that said the Bucks were. Oh my gosh! So this season Kuzma's nothing. That's what you're saying.
He is nothing. He has been nothing. No, he's a career 33%. This season's been bogus.
For the Wizards.
Exactly. He's playing for the Wizards.
Sucks.
Now hear me out on this. You're telling me that you're excited about pairing a guy who's a career 33% three-point shooter that you just traded your all-time three-point leader in franchise history for, and he is a average to below average defender. He is a guy that needs the ball to score. How does this make the Bucks better? I'll give you the floor because it's just going to be word vomit of trying to find a reason why this is good. Nobody thinks this is good other than it's the sad end of an era.
No, oh my gosh. So we're saying that a guy in Khris Middleton who we knew had defensive deficiencies.
No, it's not about moving on from Khris. It's about what you got back
moving on from Khris.
It's about what you got. I want you to talk to me about Kuzma
back. Okay, you're getting an actual good number 3 back, a guy that actually can cook, a guy that can get to the rim, a guy that is much better than what you just had. You cannot sit here and tell me today you did not upgrade. Now, is Kyle Kuzma some star, some stud? No, but Kyle Kuzma is somebody who can actually give you capable minutes, and though he may not be the greatest defender, at least he can move and shuffle his feet left and right. Our boy Khris Middleton could not do that. And so regardless of how y'all feel that, we're moving on from Khris Middleton, Kyle Kuzma is better than Khris Middleton.
It's about what you got back from Middleton. I will continue to say that.
What you got back. What you got back for Khris Middleton is somebody that is better, that can play probably more minutes than Khris Middleton, that will probably have more pop than Khris Middleton. Khris Middleton is just a shell of himself, and we all know that. Khris Middleton's career may be over within the next 2 seasons. So how are we up here trying to act like the Bucks did not get better when they actually got a player that can play basketball? Khris Middleton was a liability on the court for the Milwaukee Bucks, and everybody saw it. Khris Middleton didn't get benched because we don't like Khris Middleton. No, Khris Middleton got benched because Khris Middleton couldn't do what they needed him to do anymore. He was an absolute liability. Kyle Kuzma is not going to be the same liability. And answer me this, Ben. Will Kyle Kuzma be in the starting lineup when he officially comes through to the Milwaukee Bucks?
It doesn't matter because they became
what do you mean it doesn't matter? What do you mean? No. We just traded a bench player.
But they'll be no closer to winning an NBA championship.
So how is the team not better if all of a sudden they traded a guy who they had to move to the bench because he was a liability, and now you trade for a guy who can be a starter
getting
on your basketball
minutely
team?
better
Riddle me that.
Doesn't matter. Yeah. It doesn't matter in this is Giannis's window. You just traded away somebody that he cared about so much, and you bring him Kuzma? You think big man's going to be happy? You're outside your damn mind.
I think that was my takeaway. Yeah, I do believe that the Bucks did get slightly better, so I'm closer to Kyle on this one because if you're going to just compare Middleton and Kuzma is going to give you more minutes. He's younger, Springer. I mean,
I'm not arguing any of that.
He's never going to be peak Middleton, but he's not your number 3. You need 3 guys to win a championship, 3 dudes, 3 studs. He's not your third to Giannis and Dame. So this team is not championship caliber right now. But the reality is you had to do something. When I saw the trade come down, I was underwhelmed. I saw right on my Twitter sphere, my Twitter feed, I said, oh, Khris Middleton is traded. Okay, Jimmy Butler, welcome to the No. It was Kyle Kuzma. So I am underwhelmed by what we got in return. Now, maybe that's just a reflection of who Khris Middleton is at this point, but I was hoping for a truly needle-moving trade, and this one, it ticked up slightly, but this team is not a championship contender.
800-990-3776. I'll take all of your reaction to the news that Khris Middleton is being traded, not officially, but being traded to the Washington Wizards. Along with,
let it out, Ben. Let it out.
Along with A.J. Johnson for Kyle Kuzma, Patrick Baldwin Jr. Look, it is an upgrade, but it's not an upgrade that's worth anybody celebrating. That's what I will say to the high heavens. When I go to ESPN.com and the first article comes out and the first sentence about this trade for the Milwaukee Bucks is, for now, I'd consider this trade a financial one. A financial
That's
one
true.
over a basketball one.
There's a financial
This is about
benefit.
winning a championship. Right now, the ownership is talking about helping them get below the second apron. And if anyone knows what that is,
that
good
helps
on
them
you.
make another move.
It helps them make another move, but good luck trying to put together another move with the assets that you have, because you didn't move on Brooke, on Bobby, on Pat, on anybody over the last 3 years that now nobody wants that old hogwash.
Yeah, I mean, I tried to...
Well, wait a minute, time out.
Yeah.
How you going to say nobody wants old hogwash when we just traded a hogwash, right? And you're complaining that we traded hogwash. What do you expect you're going to get for hogwash, right? You should be excited you actually got something. You should be excited that you actually didn't lose a first-round pick. You just traded an actual player this time around.
You're celebrating mediocrity
So
right now, and it's really embarrassing,
But
Kyle.
the team, this is a reflection of the basketball team. You did the best you could do in this trade. That's what I'm trying to say, is you weren't going to get much for Khris Middleton. The fact that you got a capable basketball player, as Brad said, that can actually give you some minutes, who has some length, who has shown in the past that he can average 20-plus points per game, who's coming off the fact, I believe he just had 30-plus point games back-to-back. Like, what are we talking about here? This guy is more than capable, Ben.
Celebrating getting under the second apron basketball-wise is side grade personality-wise. It is a loss.
But Kyle, he's not a third on a championship basketball team, right?
I'm fascinated that this is Kyle's. I mean, I guess I shouldn't be surprised. He is our Wisconsin backer, but this doesn't help the Bucks win a championship.
I think what this does, it gets the Bucks a little bit closer.
Does it move them past the Knicks,
22
the Celtics,
and 31.
and the Cavs?
That's all that matters.
That is to be seen. But what? So tell me this.
No, it's not
fellas.
to be seen.
What
It's
move-
not. It's not. It's
What move? So what move could the Bucks have made? What assets do the Bucks have in order to get that number 3 person that can make the Bucks get past the Celtics or get past the Cavs? Tell me that, fellas.
Horst would have to get in his bag to try to figure out probably a multi-team trade, because I spent the last 20 minutes in the trade machine now with this new Bucks team.
Ooh, trade machine Brad.
Trying to figure out how the current team could package anybody and anything to get Jimmy Butler. It's downright impossible. The Bucks have painted themselves into salary cap hell, which, look, I have a good grasp for the NFL salary cap, but boy, oh boy, the NBA salary cap is a completely different animal. So they are in a challenging position, but they painted themselves into this years ago. This should be no surprise when the Bucks prioritized loyalty and relationships over relevance and building a championship roster again. This is what you're going to deal with. You're going to deal with an ugly end to wonderful careers left with not many options.
John in Milwaukee, happy to have you on. 800-990-3776. That's the Carbless talking text line. You're up.
Hey, what's up, guys? So before I make my point, the question is, 24 hours ago, weren't Bucks fans complaining about the salary cap limits and hell that the Bucks were in? And now, 24 hours later, you're making a comment about salary cap hell that the Bucks are in now, when actually they're in a better spot right now, not being under the second apron.
Agree, they're in a better spot now.
If somebody gets released, now they can pick that person up and not have to worry about the money that they were making. But if you've watched the Bucks for the first 50 games this year, or the 20 whatever games that Middleton played, and do not think that getting Kyle Kuzma, and obviously he's not a superstar, but getting Kyle Kuzma is not an upgrade, and right now at this particular point of Middleton's career, a significant upgrade over Middleton, then I don't know what you guys have been watching.
John, there is no doubt,
and I don't know either, John.
And here's the thing that Kyle's missing out on. I agree with Kyle. It is an upgrade, but it's not an upgrade to the point that it's worth me getting excited about. My heart's not pumping because you traded somebody who's going to have his jersey retired. He was an unbelievable player for this franchise. What we're celebrating is the first part of the conversation from John, is that they're out of a little bit of financial hell, and they're nowhere close to the other three teams in the East. That's the fact of the matter.
Yeah, you had to make a trade that was primarily financial, but then also there is a benefit on the court. Kuzma is an upgrade to Khris Middleton. I just wonder where they are when it comes to actually putting a championship run together, because, listen, this team is not getting any younger. And the more that superstars get traded and the more that the guys that Giannis won a championship with, the more they're gone, I feel like Giannis's window in Milwaukee itself is shrinking as well.
Let's head over to the phone lines again as well. 800-990-3776. Adam and Madison, you're up on the Carbless Talk and Text line.
So I think some of the people that are mad about this trade are kind of glamorizing Middleton and thinking back to what he was. I think the thing people aren't considering is that to get out of salary cap hell, I'm sure the Bucks explored options. This was a way to get out of hell, and Kuzma is not a big upgrade, but nobody's maybe talking about the fact that maybe this was the best the Bucks could get to get out of salary cap hell, to get rid of an aging Middleton who isn't playing. Maybe other teams just weren't willing to give things up, and this was the best that we could get.
Yeah, Adam, I think the interesting point that you make is the exploration of what they could have gotten for Middleton, and ultimately it helps them from a financial standpoint. But what saddens me is it doesn't feel like there's an opportunity to parlay this into something else to make them more competitive. And I think that's where my frustration is.
Yeah, and I just would say that it feels like there is a sense of urgency for Giannis, and I just wonder if that satisfies this.
I mean, yeah, first and foremost, Giannis he's processing it, right? He's definitely processing the whole trade, but I do believe that this trade basically, though I'm happy the Bucks made it because it was time to move on, but do understand that this probably means the end of Giannis. And I'll say the end of Giannis is that we asked a question, I believe it was yesterday, Brad, Monday, will Giannis retire as a Milwaukee Buck? Will he be traded, or what will happen? And I think this solidifies that business is business in the NBA, in that the Bucks just traded away a rookie in A.J. Johnson, who I think has a promising future based off how springy he is, how flashy he is, athletic, just needs to put some weight on. But the Bucks traded away a piece that could have been part of act number 2 that we talked about. The Bucks have no assets whatsoever. Getting Kyle Kuzma is not about Giannis' second act. It's about trying to do something right now. So what we do know is when Giannis' contract is up, or he gets towards his last year, second to last year, whatever it is, Giannis is probably going to be asking for out, because the Bucks do not have a very bright future past 2028.
That's even going a little far for me right now with the way the roster stands.
I'm not even sure Giannis is on the roster in 2028. That's what's so sad. A couple of years ago, I could have never even imagined a scenario where Giannis doesn't finish his career with the Bucks. But the more the NBA landscape moves these cornerstone guys, and the more the Bucks kind of shapeshift themselves to probably, Giannis's dissatisfaction, the more it's like, you know what? It does feel inevitable. So you got to wring out these next couple of years as much as you possibly can.
Ben Bruss, Brad Nortman, Kyle Wallace here till 5 o'clock. Strophe running the show. Got your calls, got your texts on the Carbless Talk and Text line. We will continue to hear from you. Also scheduled to appear at some point, hopefully. It's in Greece. Could have fallen asleep. Thanasis Antetokounmpo scheduled to appear at some point. Get the reaction from Courtside TA. More Kyle Bruss and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin next.
This is Kyle Bruss and Nortman, KBN.
I think it's clear.
Yeah, and if Doc replicates what Booty did last year, or all I'm saying
Come on, guys. His name is Coach Bud.
If he replicates
Coach Booty.
what Coach Bud.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. What happens when you mix a 3-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year with a Packers Hall of Famer?
I'm not going to get into the Kringle turnover game, so that's what it needs to be. I think his legs. Yeah.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Like the pastry
Are you guys being serious?
turnovers.
You guys can't put two and two
I got it. I could not get it.
They don't call themselves Racine Danish
I'm
turnovers.
sorry. Sometimes I wonder about you two, man.
Catch him from 9 to noon right here on 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Kevin Moret here from Mentality. Life's a relentless competition, and you might be losing without even knowing it. With testosterone levels plummeting 25% in just 2 decades, you're likely operating at a fraction of your potential. Your kids sense it when you're too exhausted for playtime. Your wife notices when that spark fades. Here's the harsh truth. Without addressing low T, nothing works. Diets fail, workouts fall flat, but there's hope. Mentality's FDA-approved treatment restores testosterone by an average of 30%. Don't let low T rob you of life's precious moments. Start at mentalityhealth.com/radio.
Hi, this is Michelle Voskel, CPA and team member at the Neal Group. Happy New Year. How's business? Do you really know? We recently worked with several clients who thought they knew, but didn't because their books were not in order. Imagine thinking you were making $1 million, but because your books are a mess, you were really only making $200,000. Quite a difference. Imagine finding out expenses were not properly recorded or sales were double recorded. If these happen to you, we can help. We work with our clients to clean up their books and give them the information they need to know where their business is now and where it is going in the future. Don't wait. Start on the path to less stress, more cash in your pocket, and no more sleepless nights. Call us at 414-325-2040 or visit nealgroup.net today to book a meeting. We can talk over Zoom, the phone, in our office, or your place of business. Yes, we like to visit our business clients. Don't wait any longer. Call 414-325-2040 or visit nealgroup.net.
American Family Insurance is a lot like Captain America. He protects the world.
It's just doing my job.
And we help protect your dreams with amazing auto and home coverage. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com. And see Marvel Studios' Captain America: Brave New World.
Suit up. We need to move.
In theaters February 14th. This film is not yet rated.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Wisconsin is still cattle country. And that's why Bunzel's chose to stay close to home to hand select the finest beef. Quality goes into everything they do, from Bunzel's expansive array of meats, homemade specialty sausages, and their award-winning beef jerky. It just isn't a proper holiday meal without Bunzel's top quality cuts on the dinner table. Tasting is believing. Visit Bunzel's at 90th and Burleigh or bunzels.com.
Don't miss a day of non-stop basketball action at the Deer District Prep Showcase on Saturday, February 8th at Fiserv Forum. Catch all the exciting plays as 10 high school boys basketball teams hit the court. Watch 5 games featuring state-powered Kettle Moraine along with Nicolet, Milwaukee Juneau, Kohler, Sun Prairie East, and Racine Park. General admission tickets are just $15 and are valid for all 5 games. See the full schedule and get your tickets today at FiservForum.com. Be there for the Deer District Prep Showcase on Saturday, February 8th.
My part-time service in the Army National Guard makes it possible for me to be more for the community I call home. My training helps me at work when I lead by example. My service in the Army National Guard allows me to keep my community and those I care about safe from threats. Learn more about how you too can live and serve part-time close to home by visiting NationalGuard.com.
Sponsored by the Wisconsin Army National Guard. Aired by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association and this station.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
I want you out of my head. I want you out of my bedroom tonight. There's no way I can say.
Adios to Khris Middleton. Not officially official, but looks like he's on the way out for Kyle Kuzma, along with A.J. Johnson to the Wizards for Patrick Baldwin Jr. I'm Ben Brust alongside Brad Nortman, Alex Strofe running the show, and Kyle Wallace. Are you at your home, or your home away from home, which is your parents' home where you stay like twice a week?
Yeah, I am at my home.
I just had to check.
Cool.
I know you like to find a reason to make mom and dad happy, so they give you really nice Christmas gifts.
Indeed, I do. I love mama and daddy.
You can see on our ESPN Milwaukee and Madison YouTube page, Kyle Wallace in his beautiful home. I see some books behind you in a bookshelf. What's the title of one of the books, Kyle? What are you paging through in the
Green Eggs and Ham?
Evenings?
Don't know. Decoration. Let's see here. Cookbook. Wine time. How to cocktail. How to cook everything. Oh wow, these are cookbooks. Okay.
So you haven't cracked those open.
I didn't put. Nope. I just built this. I didn't decorate it.
Okay. Well, lovely decor.
So Kyle.
Thank you, Brad. This is how the poor live.
Kyle, Brad, and Strofe. I'd even love your input on this. And of course, KBN Nation 800-990-3776. As it pertains to Giannis, loyalty is something that I feel like has paid off for Brook Lopez, Khris Middleton, Pat Connaughton, Bobby Portis. They've been a part of this core. And as we've gotten to this point now, we're now celebrating the upgrade of Khris Middleton to Kyle Kuzma and understanding the Bucks got in a better place financially. Now, it's not an upgrade that makes them a championship contender. But do you think, in a way, that Giannis and the power and influence and the loyalty that he has for his teammates ultimately got them to this point now where it's like almost too late? Because with the value of all those other guys, obviously you know how this works, Brad. I said this with Strofe from our special 12 to 2 show. As Belichick would say, better get rid of a guy 1 year early than 1 year late. And I feel like we're on the later side for the Milwaukee Bucks right now.
We are on the later side, and it's a little bit different. You're totally right. Belichick has that mindset, and he's right to think that way. As much as I hate to have players feel like they are disposable and dispendable, it's just the reality of it. And I want you guys to think, the thing that makes Giannis so likable, so down to earth, so different, is that loyalty and relationship, but it's also the thing that's preventing him from putting together championship rosters to allow him to win multiple rings to catapult him in the top 10 of all time. Because I want you guys to think about like Jordan, right? Think about Kobe. Think about those guys, even like Shaq. It's not like they won a championship with a crop of guys and said, all those guys, they're with me for life now. I know Jordan had his stint away with baseball, but it's not like he showed back up with the Bulls and said, we got to run it back. We got to get all the dudes. He was always thinking, how can I get the best possible team on the floor with me no matter what? There was a sense of winning matters more than true loyalty. And for Giannis, I legitimately think, given his background, his upbringing, it's something that's incredibly admirable for Giannis, but his dedication to loyalty for his friends, for his relationships, I think that trumped or at least clouded his vision when it comes to putting together another championship roster. That's something that I think other guys in the NBAs are not as tethered to. So Giannis, does he have all the fault? No. But he certainly has a lot of the fault. Maybe not a lot. No, less than half, but he's at fault.
No, Giannis is mostly at fault. And when you say at fault, sometimes people have a negative connotation for that. That's just based off who Giannis is, right? Like, Giannis came up through loyalty. He came up trusting the Milwaukee Bucks. The Milwaukee Bucks were able to build a roster around him. And ultimately, him and Khris Middleton, who played 12 to 13 seasons with each other, they were able to win a championship together, right? So loyalty had not failed him at all to this point. And so sometimes you can be loyal into a fault and into a flaw, and that ends up being the reason why Giannis may never win another championship here in Milwaukee is because he was loyal, and he'll just have to absolutely live with that. But absolutely, this comes down to Giannis just being a loyal individual, not wanting to move on from folks. And I think the best thing that happened for the Milwaukee Bucks is they were looking to trade Khris Middleton for a while now, but the best thing that happened was Luka getting traded and AD getting traded, right? LeBron getting his right-hand man and Anthony Davis, who he wanted to be a Laker, getting moved without him even having a say in it, right? Or Luka getting shocked, because that was just a message to all NBA players where even they're talking about it now is that, you know what? Anybody can get moved at any time. So when you talk about the timing was perfect because while everybody is in the NBA pondering how they can just be moved at any moment, I think Dennis Schroeder from the Golden State Warriors was talking about it recently, like, hey, man, we can get moved at any time. This is a perfect time for Giannis to be able to cope with the fact that this is actually a business, whereas when the Drew Holiday trade happened, that was just out of nowhere.
But I think you're exactly right, Kyle, and that mindset that's now permeating the league, that's a disadvantage to the Milwaukee Bucks. Milwaukee is never going to be a destination location for a mega superstar in free agency or whatever. Yeah. So if you can't rely on loyalty to hold on to the guys that you do have, something that we've been relying on with someone like Giannis, that puts us at a disadvantage to Miami and LA and New York and all the glamorous franchises.
Brad, that's the reality of what the situation is. We understand that. Milwaukee Brewers were not a lot of money, and then on top of that, we're just not a big destination. Milwaukee Bucks, our whole life growing up in Milwaukee, Brad, we were never a destination. We had to clap for signings of Corey Maggette, right? We're like, oh, we got Corey Maggette, right? But that's the things that got John Salmons. Like, these were the guys that we got. We got these lower-level guys, and we got excited about it because Milwaukee will never be a destination. Small market teams like us, Memphis, they always are going to need a superstar in order to attract another superstar. And so once Giannis is gone, the Bucks brass should be thinking about how can we find the next superstar. Like Oklahoma City, nobody wants to go to Oklahoma City, but now that since you got Shea there, they're probably going to be able to get some people when it's time to make decisions on who they're going to move and who they're going to keep.
800-990-3776. Doug in Kenosha, you're up on the Carb List Talking text line.
I love the trade. Middleton's never playing hardly. He's basically the Bakhtiari of the Bucks. I mean, I love Middleton. Everybody loves Middleton. Don't get me wrong.
I love Middleton.
I'm about the Buck. I don't care if he's the best three-point shooter we ever had. Don't care. I want the Bucks to have a future. It's time.
How does this give them a future? What does Kyle Kuzma do to make you love the trade?
It's a start. It's a start to what they're going to do.
All right, that's fine. It's just like I like that you're saying it's a start to what they can do moving forward. Because when I hear linear, just hyper-focused, this trade, I love the trade. The trade is nothing more than helping you financially and not helping you win a championship this year.
Oh, okay, championship, fine. But Ben, I guess my big issue with this is like, what moves could the Bucks have made to actually get them closer to a championship?
Look, I don't have that answer. The trade machines don't have that answer because the Bucks, and my whole point of bringing up the start of this segment, Kyle, is that because they didn't move on from guys earlier, they're in this position now. So they don't have a lot of solutions. I just don't like the celebration of because we have Kuzma, things are going to change for the better for the team this year. I just want to make sure we're cautioning that.
No, I honestly, I do believe that the Bucks did get closer to a championship. Now, it doesn't.
You also said last year that Pat Beverly was going to be the difference for crying out loud.
That's right.
So that's why
got hurt. He hurt his wrist.
Oh no! Don't you do this right now?
Timeout. He did. He hurt his wrist. Giannis was injured as well. Dame was injured as well. That team was absolutely depleted. We were depending on the broken Khris Middleton last year in the playoffs. That's how broke we was. If he was the most healthy person, so don't give me that last year. And so when I look at this overall, I think we tend to forget who Kyle Kuzma used to be.
The guy who's playing in Israel right now is the guy that. I guess he did.
He's playing in Israel. He got suspended.
Yeah. So he didn't. Yeah, that's right. That's your guy, Pat Beverly. Die on that hill. Go ahead. Yeah. Keep going.
No, I know, but my whole thing is we can't forget who Kyle Kuzma was. Kyle Kuzma has won a championship. Kyle, what do you mean?
Wait, hold on. He doesn't get a lot of credit for that championship. Come on now. That was AD, LeBron. That was vintage.
Who was the third leading scorer on that team? Look at the third leading scorer on that basketball team that year. You look at who was playing some of the most minutes on that basketball team. Now, in the playoffs,
he was putting up like 12 points a game.
He's having career lows this year. He's a career 33% three-point shooter who's not even a great defender. What are you doing right now? They're not going to win a championship with Kuzma.
I'm not saying he's winning a championship, but this is a good move. So when Kyle Kuzma goes in there and he drops a game where he has 28 points and he's knocking down three-pointers and he's dancing and celebrating, you both, and Brad,
it's fine. I'm not going to celebrate a first or second round exit.
No, Ben, you have to shut up. When he does well, he has back-to-back good games, you got to shut up. And, Brad, if you keep talking, you're going to have to shut up, too. Just wait on it.
I'm just being real, Kyle.
Over the KBN Sports Desk with Alex
He's solid, but ain't no championship 3.
In the 2020 NBA Finals, LeBron James averaged 29.8 points per game. Anthony Davis averaged 25.0 points per game. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope averaged 12.8 points per game. Rajon Rondo averaged 8.7 points per game, and coming in 5th on the Lakers, Kyle Kuzma at 8.5 points per game.
Kyle, you sure remember COVID
finals, not the in the finals, not the regular season. I said the regular season. I said in the finals.
Any other series,
he averaged 8 points. What are you talking about? We sit here and we cheer Bobby. You wouldn't discredit Bobby. Bobby got benched during the playoffs that year, but we ain't gonna pull on Bobby. Pat Connaughton as well. Come on,
are you okay?
Let's not just sit here. No,
Bob, are you okay? Like you're dying. Like Kyle's yelling about Kyle Kuzma right now. I just want to make that very clear.
Because you guys are trying to act like this was not a good move based off who we moved on from.
No one said it wasn't a good move to help yourself financially.
You said it wasn't a good move.
It's not going to help them win a championship is my whole entire point. That's all that matters when Giannis is on your team.
How are we complaining about a trade that's not going to help us win a championship where there was not a trade out there that was actually a real one we could make that was going to make us win a championship?
Then all you need to say, Kyle, was this was a move that is helping the Bucks for the future. You don't need to go to war with 2020 stats on Kyle Kuzma.
No, my whole point of that is that you're talking about a guy that played on a championship caliber team. He has that experience. He's been there before.
I'm done.
He was on an 8-41 basketball team. Some people tend to suck on those teams. He's not playing well this year.
JB in the V says Ben Bruss could have had as good of a season as Kyle Kuzma on the Wizards this year.
Oh wow.
Sign me.
If that's what y'all want to believe, if y'all want to believe that Khris Middleton, a broken Khris Middleton, was better off on this basketball
team. No one is disagreeing with that. The hyperbolic nature that you're talking about Kyle Kuzma is wild to me. Wild. The passion that you have for these teams in Wisconsin is something I will always admire, but it blocks your judgment of how important these players are just because they come to your city. Kyle Kuzma stinks.
I just disagree.
More next.
Again, Kyle Kuzma doesn't stink.
This is Kyle Bruston-Nortman.
Ben's pretty good at impersonations.
Hey, he's pretty good.
I
either crush him or suck at him.
He's pretty good at faking it.
Yeah, being a faker.
Yeah, that's
exactly what it is.
Well, that's what acting is.
Why can't we come together?
Yeah, you're very creative in faking it. Good job.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Kyle Wallace for Universal Windows Direct, and they have the Love Your Windows sale going on now. Buy 2 windows, get 2 free, and there's no limit. It's the perfect way to save big. Schedule your free in-home estimate today.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
Woo! Hey, this is Ben Brust from Kyle Bruston-Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin. People can't stop screaming about the Screamin' Sicilian frozen pizza, and no wonder. There's plenty to scream about, like the buttery stone-fired crust, secret recipe tomato sauce, mounds of whole milk mozzarella, and tons of premium toppings. Find Screamin' Sicilian in your local grocer's freezer and find out for yourself why Sporked called Screamin' Sicilian's Holy Pepperoni frozen pizza the best of the best. Screamin' Sicilian. Taste what all the screamin' is about.
Prize Picks is the best place to get real money sports action. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. You pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 1,000 times your cash. Run your game all season long on Prize Picks. The big game is almost here, and it's now or never. Don't miss out on the last football game of the season with Prize Picks, the best place to win cash while watching the big game. Prize Picks is also giving away a free pick for the big game, where one of the starting quarterbacks will only need to throw 1 yard to win. If you're correct on at least one more stat projection, you can win real cash. Check out the promos tab to tail any of our Super Sweat Millie winners big game lineups. If you tail a lineup that goes 3 for 3, you can win a split of $1 million in promo funds. Download the app today and use code WI to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code WI to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, run your game.
What's the credit union difference? Well, let me tell you what's different about Educators Credit Union. We're community advocates, fundraisers, small business champions, and all around passionate about you. Educators Credit Union, achieving more together. Insured by NCUA.
Cheer on Milwaukee Panthers women's basketball for an exciting weekend of hoops action at the Kalachi Center. On Thursday, Milwaukee takes on Robert Morris with tip-off at 6, followed by a Saturday matinee with Youngstown State at 2. Tickets for Panthers women's basketball games are just $7, and seats are up close to all the action. That's Panthers women's basketball on Thursday at 6 and Saturday at 2. Score your seats at mkepanthers.com. Panther Athletics for the MKE.
That weird Wisconsin weather is here. Snow one day, sun the next. But you can always count on Tsunami Express to keep your car clean. With 6 locations across southeastern Milwaukee, Tsunami Express helps fight that salt, grime, and mud with powerful vacuums and state-of-the-art wash technology. Technology like their best-in-class T2 with graphene for a long-lasting shine and protection. Stop at any Tsunami Express location and get your first wash free when you sign up online at TsunamiExpress.com. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat. Terms and conditions apply. First wash free for new members only.
One call, that's all. It's not just a slogan, but a way of life at Gruber Law Offices. If you've been injured, call our team today. We've represented tens of thousands of injured Wisconsinites for well over 30 years. Trust Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Don't you wish your life came with a warning app?
That dog does not want to be petted.
Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
This is Kyle Bruston-Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Let's go crazy, crazy, crazy till we see the sun. I know we only met, but let's pretend.
You know, Don is an OG. 800-990-3776. Benny, you're the professional baller. Agree to disagree with Kyle. Move on to the next topic, like Josh Jacobs' comments. On my show sheet, naturally, 2:30, holy cow, I've done a bad job at watching the clock today. Josh Jacobs on Kay Adams. Josh Jacobs is a media star right now. The stud running back that Goody signed, and we will definitely continue to get back to your thoughts throughout the show on Khris Middleton being traded. But when you hear Josh Jacobs going around doing the media circles at the Super Bowl Radio Row, whew, here's Josh Jacobs on Kay Adams.
Would you welcome a return of Davante Adams to Green Bay?
Most definitely. I think he's an amazing receiver, amazing person. Obviously, I would want to see what it would cost us. But I do think that, we have a spot for him. For sure.
You have a spot. What would he bring to that offense to the team, knowing the kind of man he is?
He's a great leader. He practices hard. He does things that I'll tell people. I remember one year I may have only seen him drop 2 passes at practice the whole year. Like, he's one of them guys that he's going to put the work in. He's going to lead the younger guys the right way. He's going to give you nuggets that you can't really coach. And the way that he sees the game is just different.
This was wish list number 1 for Ben Bruss last week. Spin the block.
Number 1.
Spin the block with Davante Adams and Josh Jacobs. Woo-wee! On the Up and Adams show, live from Radio Row.
I don't know if you guys were like me, but in middle school, high school, I was a bit bashful with the girls, So I would have one of my friends go ask the girl I like, hey, does she like me?
Cool.
Like, that's what I would do.
Oh, cool.
That is what Davante Adams is having
This
Kay
makes
Adams
a lot of sense.
do with Josh Jacobs on live radio. He doesn't want to go out there and say, oh, I want to be back with the Green Bay Packers. Oh, let's keep on planting that narrative. But he says, hey, Kay, would you mind bringing up to Josh Jacobs? Would you mind bringing up to Jordan Love when you got on there? You want to see if they'd welcome me back? You think I would be a Packer again? That's exactly what they're doing. We have said on and on that this Davante Adams Green Bay Packers, it's like two exes flirting at a party and you're just waiting for them to go home together. That's exactly what they're doing, except this is rewinding the clock to like high school time. She's basically trying to find out how he would be received, and no surprise at all. Josh Jacobs said he would be a Kings-like return because he is a stud. He is a dude, good guy in the locker room, hard worker, be nothing but positives for the Green Bay Packers. But he's just going a little bit behind to figure out, hey, does she like me? That's the kind of question that Kay Adams is asking Josh Jacobs. And the answer is, yes, she likes you.
Kyle, before we get your thoughts, I do think it's worth mentioning that he did, let's sports desk it.
Yeah, so Josh Jacobs also making the rounds, as Benny mentioned. Talking to Chris Sims, the former NFL quarterback who's with NBC Sports now, saying, quote, this according to Jason Hirschhorn on Twitter, quote, we need a wide receiver, a real wide receiver. Love the guys we have, but we need a proven number one, end quote, from Josh Jacobs.
Kyle, what say you?
Yeah, I mean, first and foremost, I want to just give my appreciation to Kay Adams. Because listen, Miss Kay Adams, I appreciate you trying to lead the charge of getting Davante Adams and doing the backdoor meetings in order to get Davante Adams here and leaving cookie crumbs. So I am very appreciative of that. And then on top of that, when you hear, especially what Brad just said, this should all excite a lot of people because obviously there is interest for Davante Adams, and I'm prideful for the fact that Josh Jacobs said, I have seen enough. I've seen enough of these guys on my football team, these wide receivers, for me to think that we need to get a real number one because he knows in order to win a championship, you need to have a complete offense. You need to have some guys who are consistent. You can say, I love Jaden Reed. I love Tay Wicks. I love Romeo Dobbs, and I love Christian Watson. But I really, really, really love Davante Adams because he is an absolute stud. And that's exactly what Josh Jacobs was trying to say. And if any of those receivers
he wasn't trying to say
upset,
it. He said it. He
did. He kept it real. So if any of those receivers want to, tweet out eyes or tweet out thumbs downs or whatever they want to do on their Twitter fingers, just understand that should be a challenge. That is a challenge from Josh Jacobs saying to you, hey, you need to step up because on this football team last year, I was telling guys, come here, I want contact. Meanwhile, our guys were dropping like flies, right? And so this should not be anything that makes you upset. Throw your ego out the door and work harder. I don't want to hear anybody crying about being liked. I want somebody to step up and be a dog because you know what? They say there's an old saying, they say a hit dog will holler. Well, right now the Packers receivers are clearly hit dogs who are hollering at the fact that Josh Jacobs kept it 100% real. He wants a consistent wide receiver to help elevate this football team and this roster to a championship level.
I love it, Kyle, because you know what? What are they going to do? Go up to Josh Jacobs and say, oh, Mr. Josh Jacobs, I don't agree with what you said about a number one wide receiver. Prove it.
Puppies don't step to dogs.
Go prove it. Like, you are all replaceable. Josh Jacobs was an all-pro. He was the only thing working for this offense last year, and they invested money in him because he is a top 5 running back in the NFL. Christian Watson out for the year. Likely most of the year, right? Jaden Reed, man, you disappeared like Casper at the end of the year. I don't care about separation stats. You were not involved. Dontavian Wicks, drops. Missing one more. Romeo Dobbs.
Yeah, Romeo Dobbs.
Again, good, consistent, but like none of you guys are. None of you guys are.
He went missing. What do you mean? There was an Amber Alert out for him. He went missing.
And so you're right, Kyle.
But but when we talk to Rob Domofsky, maybe we'll bring this up when we have Rob on at 3:30. Wasn't Josh Jacobs the primary offensive vocal leader on this team? And then
this is leadership.
He's publicly calling out his wide receivers.
No, he's publicly calling out Goody, saying, "Give me some real players so we can win something instead of these bums who think they're better than they are."
I just wonder, like, there's no doubt.
It's hyperbolic, Kyle.
Josh Jacobs is a dude. He's a stud. He's a dog. I just wonder if there's a different way he could phrase it. The candor, the honesty is refreshing. I'm not going to lie. But man, I wouldn't lie if I was in that locker room thinking, boy, oh boy, we got drama on our hands.
Yeah, but that's fine if you want to say that, but like, have somebody to back it up. What are you backing it up with?
I mean, they
that's
really
the thing.
If
you had a bad punting season and somebody called you out, what would you say? Oh, don't talk to me that way.
I mean, you're right. I would say I got
to punt better. It's a business. I don't care about whatever you're in your feels tweeting about. It's a business.
That's fair.
And everything we've talked about, as I said last week, and I'll continue to say, defense, offense, general management, head coach, players. I want dudes to show that they'll do whatever it takes to get back to a Super Bowl for the first time in 2010. And this is the energy that Green Bay has lacked. They have lacked that bleep you energy, and that's Josh Jacobs with the real bleep you energy. We need dudes.
That's somebody just demanding that everybody raises their standards to the level that he plays at. That's exactly what it is. So you can't get mad because somebody wants you to be great, right? You can't be mad because somebody wants you to match their work ethic. He knows what it takes. He hasn't won a championship, but he has been a really good football player. He has led the NFL in rushing. And so he knows what it takes to be number one, and he's just trying to get these guys to be there as well. But before we continue on, Ben, I do have a question for you.
What up?
Your word of the week this week is hyperbolic because you've used it quite a few times today, and I'm not sure where did you hear this word at?
Can I have a word of the week if it's only one day that I've been on this week?
Yeah, but his point is fair.
I mean, you've used it quite a bit.
You do. It seems like every week kind of have a new word. It seems like, I don't know if like with your daughter who's 1 year old, you're learning new vocabulary to talk to her.
You know, Kyle got the Green Bay Packer calendar that gives trivia every day.
Yeah, that we have not revisited since the one day we did.
That's true. It's like Ben gets the word of the day in a calendar and just tries to work it into conversation. But you sounded pretty smart, Ben. Hyperbolic. What was the other ones we were using?
No hyperbole here.
All right, screw you guys.
I want to know where you got it from.
Yeah, I do too.
I don't know, but
you say tell him books, Ben. Books.
My freaking brilliant brain. That's where it's coming from.
Okay.
Brad, tell everyone how they can enjoy no hyperbole here.
No hyperbole here, because if you're looking for that companion for the big game on Sunday, look no further than Carbless. As you're walking down your local grocer or wherever you go and get your ready-to-drink cocktails, the thing you like to enjoy on the weekends, look and make sure you stop and grab yourself a couple packages of Carbless, because Carbless plus the big game on Sunday, it's a match made in heaven. There's something for everybody when it comes to Carbless. Classic cocktails like Paloma, Moscow Mule, my favorite margarita, or there could be all the vodka flavors like black raspberry, cranberry, pineapple, so many different flavors. And not only that, you get to have the experience of a guilt-free enjoyment with Carbless. It's gluten-free, it's carb-free, it's sugar-free. That means guilt-free. It's 100 calories per can, and it is less carbonation. It's made right here in the great state of Wisconsin. So even though there might be not a Wisconsin team playing in the big game, you can enjoy the fact that you're representing Wisconsin on the big day by you drinking a Carbless. You will thank me later after you pair Carbless with the big game. You're going to be enjoying every sip and every minute. Carbless. Less is certainly more with Carbless.
Were you guys confused when I texted you the potential show topic of Aquaphor?
Very.
That's next.
This is Kyle Broston Nortman, KBN.
You should be happy Pac-Man Jones has had this on his headphones, or he definitely would have pulled it up on you.
I think Pac-Man's lucky I didn't have this on my headphones.
Oh, you right.
I would have been. Right. I'm really feeling swaggy and confident.
You say, yeah, you're in my space. Oh, what you gonna do?
Because even just hearing the song, like, for those who on the YouTube, they can see I'm bobbing my head right now. Like, this is like, okay.
Go ahead, say
ski.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
The 11th annual Big Cheese Classic is coming. On February 8th and 9th, this wheelchair basketball tournament brings top talent from across the nation to Wisconsin. Powered by the Wisconsin Adaptive Sports Association, this exciting event at Milwaukee High School promises to be a thrilling showcase of athleticism, competition, and inspiration. For more information, please call 262-613-7040 or email Melissa at wausau.org.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman, here to tell you about my friends at Bank 5-9. Everywhere I go throughout the area, I see Bank 5-9, and it's no wonder why. Not only do they have 14 branch locations, but their employees spend nearly 9,000 hours each year volunteering in the communities that they serve. That's on top of the financial support that they provide to several hundred nonprofits right here in southeastern Wisconsin. If you're looking for a true local community bank, check them out today at bank59.com. Member FDIC.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-$300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code YEAR to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code YEAR for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code YEAR for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
The 2025 Wisconsin football schedule is here, and you should be too. Season tickets are on sale now, so don't miss your chance to jump around at Camp Randall Stadium this fall. Last year, 6 of 7 home games were sellouts, proof that there's nothing like game day with the Badgers. Secure your spot for marquee matchups against Ohio State, Washington, and Iowa, and enjoy the best value to see Wisconsin football in action. For more information and to get your season tickets, visit ewbadgers.com or call 1-800-GO-BADGERS.
It's the perfect Valentine's heart.
The kind a schoolboy would draw.
It's the most adorable pendant we've ever created.
Innocent, fun-loving, and sweeter than honey.
Cute, cute, cute.
It's cherry red ceramic that's been through the fire.
We've been making ceramic jewelry for thousands of years.
Seriously?
Google it.
But this ceramic heart has things they didn't know about thousands of years ago.
Like what?
Diamonds. 18 of them.
These created diamonds were made for the one who sparkles like the sun.
I can see her in my mind right now.
It's the perfect Valentine's gift.
And it's only $128 at Kessler's.
Monica, what else do we have?
We have 4 different ways to say I love you.
Each pendant is a different shape covered in diamonds.
Life is like a box of chocolates.
An oval.
A square with rounded corners.
A teardrop.
And a heart.
Your choice, just $148 at Kessler's. For the location of the Kessler's nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Love is in the air at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. This February, play to your heart's content in the Love It or Leave It $300,000 game show. Thursday night, you could love your prize or leave it for another. For a chance to cuddle up to thousands in cash and prizes, just play using your rewards card. Get ready to love it or leave it. Only at Potawatomi. Learn more at PaysBig.com. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
This is Kyle Broston-Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
So many types of lotions in this world, obviously, but one that has come in handy most, I know, Bradley, you can attest to this, Aquaphor. Kyle, do you use Aquaphor?
No, I do not use Aquaphor, but I know people who do use Aquaphor. I'm very familiar with it. Sometimes I should try to use Aquaphor after I wash my hands.
Now, I want to know if this is a common thing within households. The amount of times that I am accused of taking something and then, like, saying, no, I didn't take it. And then the next day, are you sure? Yeah, I'm sure. And then the day after that, 3 days later, the Aquaphor is found. And then it's like, you see, I told you I didn't take it. Does anyone else have this go on, or is it just me?
So you're being accused.
I'm being accused of taking my 1-year-old daughter's Aquaphor. Now, part of this is my fault because I do use Aquaphor on my booty if I need to.
And you share it with your daughter?
No. I have my own Aquaphor.
Okay.
I have my own Aquaphor. But she accused me of stealing our 1-year-old's Aquaphor.
Well, I mean, that's probably your fault.
That's what my question was going to be. Is this my fault that my fiance is accusing me of stealing our 1-year-old daughter's Aquaphor?
To her defense, there's 3 people in the household. It's you, it's her, and it's baby. And so if she didn't steal it, I doubt baby's stealing it. Who's left in the household?
Yesterday, she couldn't find our daughter's hairbrush and accused me of losing the hairbrush. And guess who found the hair? Like, it's always me. Why is it always me?
Ben, we didn't have a pre-show, so I don't know how far I can go with this. But you know what? 2 10s in a bucket. I'm just going to say this, is that I'm one that usually may think somebody takes things or moves things around. But I've tried to grow out of that. But I'm just going to say, for people who are listening, I apologize in advance. Sometimes some people just lack accountability. Not saying your significant other does, but sometimes I may have been with people who also accuse me of certain things and continue to accuse me of certain things, even though I help find them and say, hey, it wasn't
I'm glad
me.
you brought that up, because this is what I've been saying. I've been like, because especially after like the Aquaphor is found by her 3 days later, I'm like,
was there an apology?
I was like, could you imagine if I, for the last 3 days, accused you of stealing this and you knew you didn't do it, what you would do and say to me?
That's compelling.
And I said,
you said it? You said that.
I didn't say it.
Okay.
No, I just was
I know you didn't say that.
No, I didn't say it. I didn't say it.
Well, hold on now.
You've been knocking on Stroh's door asking, can I sleep on the couch?
So
my follow-up question,
are we alone? Are Kyle and I alone? Brad, I know you live a perfect marriage. 800-990-3776 is the Carbless Talking text line, where Matt says, as a man who's been married for 23 years now, welcome to the rest of your life.
Yeah, but I think the difference is you guys are being accused of thievery, of stealing something.
Thief!
I get accused of
Aquaphor! My daughter's Aquaphor!
It's a shock. It makes me wonder if you guys have in the past taken things, because how would that get in your girls' brains? Because I get accused of maybe misplacing things. Hey, did you put that back in the right place, Brad? Because I can't find it. That is the way it's phrased in the Nortman household. Never have I been accused of stealing in my own household. So it leads
Brad,
me to
you
believe,
were accused of stealing.
Have you guys done something?
You were accused. Brad, you were accused of stealing just in a nice way.
Yep.
No, that's
yeah.
you
didn't put it in the place where I thought it was supposed to be.
Yeah, but that is more of like carelessness. You guys are opposed. You guys are being accused of like thoughtfully taking something and not putting it back for your own benefit.
Taking something and not putting it back, right? As if did you use this? Did not, So it is what it is, man. But Brad, I just want to say that your Lexi, your wife, is just, she understands that she has to be gentle parenting. I think they call it very gentle parenting with you.
I'm a gentle soul, Kyle.
For 3 days, I was accused of stealing our 1-year-old's Aquaphor.
Now, you must have been stressed. Like, you must have been among
more
my
gosh,
than
I was sick, too, and I'm like, are you kidding me right now? No!
So did you get an apology? When it
No!
was found? No!
Oh. A half-hearted one at best.
So here it is.
Oh, and also, the worst part about having a child, that sounded horrible, if you're sick... If you're sick, you don't matter. Suffer on your own. Being a kid, you want some Jell-O, some soup? You can watch The Price is Right. Hell with you. Get better. I'm not dealing with you. Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust? Coming up next, 800-990-3776. Thank you for letting me get that off my chest. Holding that in.
Speaking of getting it off your chest, how's your voice doing?
Goodness.
I feel like I sound completely normal.
I don't know if I want to come back to work tomorrow.
Well, Brad didn't have a voice for like a month, so I feel like I get a pass for today.
Yeah, sorry for probably giving that to you, Ben. I didn't have the flu symptoms.
Why'd you kiss me?
I'm supposed to keep that between us.
800-990-3776. Stroh's face. So
unsettled.
What caller you want for Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust?
8.
Caller 8. 800-990-3776. That is how you can play Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust. I believe Question Czar is busy today. So I'm going to leave it up to Stroh to who's doing the asking of questions. Don't say now. I want people to be surprised. And I want 800-990-3776. Caller 8 for Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust? And I want harsh critics on the talk and text line. The Carbless talk and text line. Be ruthless. Grade this like an ACT. 800-990-3776. I was out yesterday, so it's Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust on a Wednesday. Next.
UW Credit Union presents the Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every you. Learn more at uwcu.org. Here's Ashton Rotman with the UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week.
This week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week is Milwaukee Pirates girls basketball star Anna Therrien. In a game last weekend against number 1 ranked Kimberly, Therrien scored 28 points, a career high for her, and it also helped her cross the career threshold of 1,000 points for Milwaukee High School. It was an 82-67 win over the Papermakers. They are the defending Division II champions, playing a class up this season, something that Therrien has been commended for leading the charge of on the girls basketball front as a captain on and off the floor. When it comes to the future, Therrien is committed to play basketball at the next level at Michigan State. Congratulations to this week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week, Anna Therrien.
With your Saganiac Planning Marquette recap, I'm Chris Larson. For the first time this season, the 11th-ranked Golden Eagles have dropped back-to-back games following a 70-64 loss to number 12 St. John's at Madison Square Garden. Senior guard Cam Jones was in foul trouble most of the night, but still finished with 15 points, 13 of those coming in the second half.
And now Jones in the corner, 3 goes! Cam Jones! Guess who's back?
Marquette falls to 18-5 overall and into third place in the Big East at 9-3. Next up for MU, a trip to Creighton on Saturday afternoon.
For more than 40 years, Network Health has been the trusted experts in health plans. Just like you, they're honest, hardworking, and grateful to call Wisconsin home. Whether you're seeking coverage for yourself, your family, or your employees, Network Health has you covered with a range of options, including individual and family marketplace plans, employer plans, and Medicare Advantage plans. Call Steve Fluellen, Saganiac Planning, 262-783-6161. 262-783-6161. Saganiac Planning, a name synonymous with employee benefits and top-notch service.
Hey, this is Jen Latta. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN on ESPN Wisconsin. Here's Kyle Wallace, Ben Brust, and Brad Nortman.
That's right, you are kicking it with KBN. I'm Brad Nortman, here leading the charge with Ben out there. My voice is, in fact, reclaimed. So I'm feeling good, even though Ben is hurting his a little bit more. But Ben is out of the room. He's in the 3rd Street Market Hall. Kyle Wallace is at the Wallace household, estate. How do we want to refer to the Wallace household, Kyle?
No, it is just the Wallace home. That's
the Wallace home.
No estate.
Okay, he's holding it down from the Wallace.
Middle-class American.
Holding it down at the Wallace home. And, of course, Alex Strofe, our producer, the maestro of the Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust questions presented by Lakeland University. I'll be honest, KBN Nation, I'm still on suspension.
You
hasn't
are.
been lifted.
You are.
So what are we going to do? I think what we should do is we should throw it over to the maestro of the questions. The guy had sent Ben Brust to a losing record that strikes fear into the heart of Ben Brust. Alex Strofe is going to be the one asking the questions today.
Oh, the pressure's on now.
Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust?
Yeah, it is.
I make fun of you guys for not being able to read and being illiterate. I hope I don't screw this up.
Exactly. Hey,
you wrote the questions. You should be able to know. A lot of times, Brad and I, when we read it, we skimmed them over, but we never really read the questions over like that. So I understand that this is a lot of pressure for you because, Alex, if he wins today, that means you can never do it again.
Oh, wow.
It's a fair point.
Yeah, it is a fair point. I'm willing to roll the dice and have Alex Strofe do it. So here we go. We do have Kyle in Waukesha. So before we start spinning it, Kyle, how do you feel about taking on Ben Brust? And the first time ever, Alex Strofe asking the questions. How do you feel today?
Pretty good.
You should.
Let's go, Kyle. Make me
proud.
proud.
Pressure on you. No pressure on you, Kyle.
Yeah,
Just pressure on me.
Make the Kyles everywhere proud, including our own Kyle Wallace.
those of you who say Ben Brust is an idiot, here's your chance to be proven right. It's time to play Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust?
It is Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust, presented by Lakeland University. Ben still hasn't won in 2025. Here's how we play. 15 questions in 90 seconds to get as many answers correct as you can. You're allowed to say passing. We'll come back to it if you get through the rest. If you beat Ben Brust or tie him, you can win an ESPN Wisconsin prize package. Kyle, any questions before I throw it to the maestro of Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust, Alex Strofe? Any questions?
Nope, I'm good.
All right,
Strofe,
Kyle. The floor is yours.
All right, away we go. Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust? Presented by Lakeland University on a Wednesday rather than our normal Tuesday. Again, Ben's record 26, 28, and 8. He has never been under 500 until 2 weeks ago. We are looking to make him the furthest under 500 he's ever been. Kyle and Waukesha, our contestant. Kyle, here we go. In 3, 2, 1, question 1. Who is known as the father of the Constitution?
Thomas Jefferson.
Who is the lead singer of Queen?
Freddie Mercury.
What is the term for molten rock before it erupts from a volcano?
Magma.
What is the term for a triangle with no equal sides?
Scalene.
What is the only United States state with a one-syllable name?
Maine.
What is the world's longest mountain range? Kyle, the world's longest mountain range. Oh, boy. Kyle, you there?
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Kyle, are you there?
Al, can you hear me?
I got you. We'll add 10 seconds. What is the world's longest mountain range?
Alps.
What is the
you hear
longest
me?
running? Yes, I got you. What is the longest running animated television show in history?
Simpsons.
What color is an emerald?
Green.
What is the study of fossils called?
Paleontology.
What does the acronym GPS stand for?
Global Positioning Scanner.
Ooh, close. What does the Richter scale measure?
Earthquake.
And one final question due to the connection. Who was the Greek god of the underworld?
Hades.
Nicely done, my man.
Man, Kyle cooked.
And he
even
cooked
with
after
the
that
snafu.
pause.
He got it with the snafu. That's a 9 spot. That's a 9 spot for Kyle and Waukesha. Very well done.
Strofe.
He really
Smooth
cooked
butter.
after
I'm
that
not going to lie. I would have been freaking out being like, Kyle, answer the question.
We lost him for a minute. We got him back. That's still not going to be beat by Ben Brust.
No, it's not.
So after Ben loses today and he cries and complains because people are going to say, oh, something happened and so magically Kyle knew the questions that you were going to answer when he started cooking, what are we going to tell Ben? Like, what are we going to tell him?
We're going to tell him he lost like he usually does.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing's changed in 2025 as Ben walks through the door. How we feeling, Ben?
Can I just share something? Like all the stories that Brad Nortman tells us about specialists in the NFL.
Where's this going?
They're all so true.
Where in the world is this going?
ESPN Radio tweeted out 2 minutes ago, the only two people to beat Micah Parsons and the Dallas Cowboys in table tennis were the special teams coach and punter. Why? They had a whole lot of time to play together.
There's no surprise there.
I mean, like it's like you had a great gig.
There was a ping pong table in the Jags locker room.
All right, enough. We got to get to Are You Smarter Than Ben
And I
Brust.
was a beginner, and I left a champion. It's wonderful.
Wow. You know who's reading the questions?
No.
I am.
Oh, you're probably like actually really good at reading questions.
He was really good. He was smooth.
I know he's good at reading the questions. How
do you know that?
Because I know you. You're just better than the other two at reading the questions.
15 questions,
can read.
15 questions, 90 seconds. You could say skip or pass, and we'll come back to it if time allows.
You can legitimately read,
Are you
Alex
ready?
Strofe. Give me a
He's
second.
done. He's cooked already.
Let's get you a drink of water.
Cooked.
I actually feel good. Yeah, you read good. That's English.
Yeah, Brett, he's cooked, man. He's cooked.
He's cooked.
Come on, Benny. What are we waiting for?
All right, let's do this.
Is he okay?
I think so. I don't know. I'm a little worried about him. I'm not going to lie to you. All right, here we go.
Guys, I'm doing great. Like, I feel amazing.
Taking on another Kyle. Kyle in Waukesha, and Are You Smarter and Ben Brust? It's Brusty's turn in 3, 2, 1. Ben, who is known as the father of the Constitution?
Jefferson.
Who was the lead singer of Queen? Come on.
Oh, my God! Pass!
What is the term for molten rock before it erupts from a volcano?
Lava?
What is the term for a triangle with no equal sides?
Scalene.
There you go. What is the only U.S. state with a one-syllable name?
Maine.
What is the world's longest mountain range?
The Himalayas.
What is the longest-running animated television show in history?
Tom and Jerry.
What color is an emerald?
Green.
Yeah, that's right. What is the study of fossils called?
Paleontology.
What does the acronym GPS stand for?
Gross point system.
What does the Richter scale measure?
Earthquakes.
Sure. Who is the Greek god of the underworld? Every week, dude. Every week.
Hades!
There you go. What is the scientific term for the windpipe?
The trachea.
What is the powerhouse of the cell?
The nucleus.
What is the slowest moving land mammal?
Sloth.
Who is the lead singer of Queen?
Freddie Mercury.
It's good for the tie.
Do it.
Wow. I was going to say, Ben made up ground quick.
Freddie!
Made up ground.
Well, congratulations to Kyle and Waukesha. Not a winner, but will receive a prize pack. 9 spot for both. Nicely done by Benny today.
Wow. I'm
time.
a brainiac.
Yeah.
Well rested. And
Yeah,
remembers Hades. He remembers Freddie Mercury. Higher than I would have anticipated, but nicely done by you. Apparently, I do not instill fear in Ben Brust as much as I think I do.
You're just a big
made him
Dorcas.
He literally had the best performance all year.
Now, I will say,
Yeah.
I reused 4 questions from last week he got wrong, which I think he got
lazy.
He got scalene right.
Lazy is right, Kyle.
It's entertaining to see how many weeks in a row, though, it takes.
Yeah,
to stick.
I had to get hate. I mean, Underworld was what, like 10 weeks in a row?
Yeah, that was
I wanted to say Poseidon so bad.
Yeah, Poseidon.
You would have been very upset.
Are you going to go through the answers or are you going to sit there silently? Ever done this before?
No, I haven't actually. But also, I'm just mad because you got Freddie Mercury for the tie.
You should be.
All right, known as the father of the Constitution, that is who the city of Madison, Wisconsin is named after, where Ben went to college. That would be James Madison. Lead singer of Queen is Freddie Mercury. The term for molten rock before it erupts from a volcano is not lava, it is magma. The term for a triangle with no equal sides is indeed a scalene triangle. Maine is the only U.S. state with a one-syllable name. Longest mountain range in the world is not the Alps. It is not the Himalayas. It is the Andes. The longest-running animated television show is history. No, it's not Tom and Jerry. They don't make that anymore. It's The Simpsons.
Tom and Jerry. So good.
Emerald is green. The study of fossils indeed is paleontology. The acronym GPS stands for, and this is tough. Kyle and Waukesha had 2/3 of it right.
So close.
But I couldn't count it. It is Global Positioning System. Global Positioning System. What did you say for that one?
I don't know.
I don't either. A Richter scale does indeed measure earthquake magnitude. Earthquakes accepted for both. Greek god of the underworld is Hades. The scientific term for the windpipe is trachea. The powerhouse of the cell is mitochondria. And the slowest moving land mammal is sloth. Now,
I cooked.
There's controversy on this one, but it is not due to Ben Brust. Kyle and Waukesha's phone connection went away. I only gave him 1 extra question.
Whoa. You gave him an extra question?
We lost him for like 20 seconds.
It was a long
Tell him to get a better phone system. Wait, what the hell's going on around here?
We didn't make up for enough time.
You can't
when
just.
he was lost.
It doesn't matter. Tell him to call on a landline.
Who has a landline?
We do right here.
Yeah,
I'm
because
looking
we're
at a
a radio
landline
station. That
It's not
doesn't
even a
count.
real
Do you have a
landline.
landline at your house?
I could find a landline.
Do you have a landline at your house?
No, but
do
my
you have a landline
my
at your
point
house?
is, if he called on the road, he should know there are consequences during Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust? We can't just
I
bend
don't
the
know.
rules for fans.
We're relying on.
You got 4 extra questions.
It's not my fault that I'm not on the phone.
We're relying on satellites millions of miles away. I think we can help our contestant by giving him one extra question.
I feel like it was fair to give him one extra question. It would have been even more fair to give him all the extra questions, and we didn't.
He would've-
So
he
I don't
would've
want you
won for
coming at me.
sure.
I made the right call on the fly.
No. How many times do I have to talk to you guys about this? We cannot make up rules on the fly. That is an FCC violation. ESPN Wisconsin Contest.com outlines the rules of Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust and buy product 2B-4765. It says it does not matter if the phone connection cuts out. You cannot give any extra questions.
Give that man some Aquaphor. I'm full of it right now. Full of it.
I love when Ben becomes conveniently in love with the rules.
Love the
And then
rules.
Ben-
Big rules guy.
Yeah.
Big rules guy over here. Man. Well, I'm happy with the tie. Gave my all. 9-9.
Happy with a tie. That's not the Ben Brust I know.
Well, considering you gave this guy extra questions, I did all I could do.
What do they say? A tie is, what's the saying?
Like kissing your sister. Love doing that.
What? Okay, now we are 5 segments into the show. You have now said you have kissed Brad Nortman on the mouth and you like kissing your sister. What's going on with
on
the
the cheek.
Aquaphor?
Something wrong with him.
Something wrong. Hey, Kyle, what did you do this segment? Nothing, just sit there. That's what I thought. You too, Brad. Tell us about Quintessa.
Oh, I'd love to tell you about Quintessa. That is the decision that you will not regret because this is New Year's 2025. It's not just about hitting the gym or eating better. That's part of it. But it's about total wellness. Ways in which Quintessa only can make it happen for you. Real change occurs when you feel energized, confident, and ready to take on everything 2025 and life in general has in store for you. That's why you got to go to Quintessa Aesthetic Center. I go there. I go to the Brookfield location. And boy, oh boy, do they meet you exactly where you are at. You're going to have your free consultation where they try to figure out, what do you want? Where are you right now? And where do you want to be? A personalized plan to take you from here to there. And they make it painless, fun, enjoyable to make you be a confident, revitalized version of you. It doesn't necessarily have to be complicated. What they have in their toolkit for Quintessa is so much, whatever you feel comfortable with and whatever wants to get you to that next level. It could be Botox, could be skincare, it could be hormone therapy, IV drip therapy, even infrared sauna, supplements, meal plans. There's so much that Quintessa does for you to take that next step of wellness. Because guys, it's not just a lower level of standard of, I just feel good enough. Good enough, you only get one body. You want to feel optimized with it, and Quintessa is your go-to for that. And they're offering New Year's packages deals now through March 31st. There's never been a better time to invest in yourself because Quintessa is going to make you feel at your best, confident, and revitalized. Visit myquintessa.com and make your consultation today with Quintessa Aesthetic Center.
What a Wednesday. From Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust? To hear Brad out? To Rob Domofsky? Oh, wow. That's next.
Oh, wow.
This is Kyle Brust and Nortman.
I put my card in, I pump. When it clicks, I pull it out, I put it away, and I move on to my own.
That's what she said. Thanks so much, Olte.
She pumps and moves on with her life.
Take it out, put it in, move
That's
down.
what she said.
Come on, Kyle. Keep up. That's Packers Hall of Famer. That was one of my better ones, and he's confused.
Well,
he's still fixated on Lola Bunny.
No, I don't think she says that.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Well, we have an issue on Brewers Boulevard southbound, just south of the stadium interchange. The right lane is blocked with a crash, so watch out for that. Otherwise, the rest of the system is looking pretty quiet. We're not seeing too many other delays or issues out on the road. And check out the TMJ4 Storm King forecast tonight. A light mix, likely freezing drizzle with a low of 29. And then tomorrow, decreasing clouds, windy with the high of 39. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
live or in podcast form, you've heard us on air with all of our shenanigans.
Gabe, I'm throwing some. Why are you throwing? I don't want.
Now see your favorite 94.5 ESPN shows streaming on video.
By me, by the way. I hit that microphone like 4 out of 6 times on that.
Subscribe to ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube and get notified when we hit the air live. Plus, you can watch back any second that you miss and see original digital content too. Watch, listen, interact. ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Hey, it's ESPN Milwaukee's Kyle Wallace for Universal Windows Direct. February is here and love is in the air, but if you're not in love with the way your home feels this winter, Universal Windows Direct has the perfect solution with their Love Your Windows sales event. Buy 2 windows, get 2 free, and there's no limit. Need 4 windows, you pay for 2. It's the perfect way to save big while upgrading your home. Schedule your free in-home estimate or visit universalwindowsdirect.com, and like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
You love her twice as much today as the day you married her, right?
Welcome to Kessler's.
This is Kevin Moret from Mentality. Men, you're being robbed of your potential. Research shows a shocking 1% annual decline in testosterone levels. That's why building muscle feels impossible and your confidence is at an all-time low. But here's the truth. You're not alone in this uphill battle. Mentality's physician-directed, FDA-approved treatment doesn't just level the playing field. It restores your body's powerful balance. Our patients experience a documented 30% increase in their testosterone levels. Stop struggling and turn this around. Defy the odds and reclaim your masculine edge at mentalityhealth.com/radio.
Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center is hosting another Scramble tournament with $1,000 in cash prizes available. Hey, ESPN Milwaukee, this is Gary Ellerson, and Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center invites you to play in a 2-man scramble at TPC Scottsdale, all from their comfortable golf simulators. Grab a friend and sign up today at wisconsinindoorgolfcenter.com. The tournament costs $120 per pairing and is happening now through February 28th. Your winter chance to play TPC Scottsdale awaits. WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com.
The new year is here, and we all know it's the perfect time to hit the reset button. Let's be real, guys. Feeling confident in how you look and feel isn't just for women. That's where Quintessa Aesthetic Center comes in. From now through March 31st, Quintessa is offering exclusive packages to help you start 2025 as a more confident you. Whether it's weight loss plans or even IV therapy, Quintessa has personalized options backed by medical experts to help you look and feel your absolute best. Visit myquintessa.com to learn more. Make 2025 the year you feel confident inside and out.
Do you worry about how much someone drinks?
Do you feel neglected or unloved? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you are not alone.
Al-Anon and Alateen can help. Call 1-866-200-0223 or visit alanon.org/help.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Mr. Blue Sky, please tell us why you had to hide away for so long. Where did we go wrong?
It is a great day to be alive, as I mentioned on the top of the show. But even better if you just heard Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust on a Wednesday, and to hear Brad out, and to Rob Domofsky. Do we have Rob next Wednesday, or is this our last one?
You know, I don't know the answer to that.
Spicy.
I know he's contractually obligated.
Through the Super Bowl would mean next Wednesday.
That's what I thought. But through the Super Bowl is Sunday.
Through the Super Bowl is Super Bowl. Yeah, so this is the last Wednesday.
All right, let's get to hear Brad out. Kyle Brust and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. Brad's your time, baby.
They say punters are people too.
Punters are worthy of breaking news.
No, really, that's what they say.
Raising awareness everywhere that punters are people too.
Okay, let's go to it. Time to hear from the punter. Time to hear Brad out.
All right, guys. It's Super Bowl week. Everyone's excited. It would be better if the Packers were in it, but you know what? Good matchup nonetheless. Regardless of who plays in it, and envision yourself if the Packers are playing in the Super Bowl. Guys, watching the Super Bowl on TV, way better than going to the Super Bowl in person. Super Bowl on TV is the best way to experience it, not going in person. Here's why. First of all,
you can't lose and get second place.
That's going to be my final one. Thanks, Ben. Thanks for the Hear Brad Out, which was going to be the coup de grace, if you will. First of all, the game views. I have both played in a Super Bowl and I've been to 2 Super Bowls. It's like you're trying to look down there with like binoculars, like, wait, who has the ball? Who is that just thrown to? But meanwhile, on TV, it's absolutely perfect. Let's talk about something that goes one-on-one with Super Bowl. That's Super Bowl food, Super Bowl drinks. I mean, you are stuck with whatever the stadium has when it comes to food or drinks. You don't have the wide range of whatever you want to get, whether you're at home, at a Super Bowl party. There's so much more options for you when it comes to actually enjoying high quality food, not just food at some random stadium. How about this? Something that no one ever thinks of. If you go to the Super Bowl or you play in it, cool. You miss the Super Bowl commercials. You don't get to see any of these commercials. You have to try to find them later and be like, oh my gosh, did you see that carbless commercial? Did you see that Pella commercial? Those were hilarious. No, you don't see them. That's missing a huge fabric of the Super Bowl. Let's talk about the halftime show. I was able to watch the halftime show when I went as a fan. I can't tell what the heck's going on out there. There's so many things happening. The one I went to, it's actually pretty funny. The one I went to.
Janet Jackson.
No. I went to the one
Bruno
that was
Mars.
Shakira and J-Lo.
You said I wish.
I went to
I remember seeing that on TV, boy.
It was in Miami, and it was actually the 49ers and the Chiefs. And it was the Shakira J-Lo one. And like it was like all the colors and
Why
fireworks.
were you there?
The guy I'm visiting in Fort Lauderdale, I went and stayed with him and went to the game in Miami. Because we were living in Jacksonville. So we might as well just go to the Super Bowl.
Wait. Did you buy these tickets?
So players have the opportunity to buy tickets. So I knew a couple players in the NFL, and I had them buy it, and I paid them back.
Cool.
I mean, the tickets were still expensive, but not like next market price. They were face value. About $2,000 a pop. Pretty good deal. Pretty good deal for a Super Bowl. Anyway, I digress.
No, it's just annoying to hear how he bought Super Bowl tickets, but still won't spend money on blinds in his master bedroom.
Yeah, well, now I can tell you it's better to watch it on TV than actually go in person. When that halftime show was happening, there was all this like, oh my gosh, did you see J-Lo and Shakira? No, I didn't, because I was so far away, couldn't see anything that they were doing. The people, the traffic, the congestion, the strangers. You're trying to enjoy the game. You got strangers all around you. Finally, the comfort of your own home is better. And last but not least, if you're second place, Brad, you think about these kind of things. What happens if the team you want loses? Huh? You got to fly home. You got to be stuck in traffic. It's a miserable experience when your team loses. At least if you're home, you're in the comfort of your own home. For all those reasons, watching the Super Bowl at home or maybe at a Super Bowl party, staying local is so much better than going to a Super Bowl in person.
Boo! Kyle?
Yeah, these are kind of privileged problems. I mean, somebody really coming on here telling KBN Nation that, hey, like, I've been to a Super Bowl. I paid $2 a pop to
Don't go.
It's not worth it.
Don't
The
go.
Packers
If anything,
make
it
it.
should be-
Don't get
Hey,
them.
it's our time.
comforting.
It's our time.
Not missing anything.
No, okay, Brad, let me tell you, if the Green Bay Packers made the Super Bowl and I could afford to go, or I was blessed enough to be able to go, I'm going to the Super Bowl. I am a person that enjoys watching games from the comfort of my own home as well, but it's the freaking Super Bowl. You think Eagles fans don't want to go down to New Orleans and enjoy everything else around the Super Bowl? It's Super Bowl week, right? There's so many different festivities that you can go to, so many great memories that you can make as well. Telling KBN Nation for when the Packers make the Super Bowl at some point in the next 3 seasons, telling them to, just stay home. Forget the great memories. Forget all the good things. No,
don't experience life. Don't experience life.
This is
Stay
why-
in February in the cold and be miserable.
This is why this Hear Brad Out is so important, because there's this idea that going to the Super Bowl, it's amazing. It's pretty cool, but I'm telling you, it doesn't beat for so many different reasons.
You gave your pitch.
Okay. And it was
We're letting you know that you're telling everyone listening that if they have a chance to go to the Super Bowl and get out of Wisconsin, not to go.
Stay here.
Brad, I went to the NBA championship, the NBA finals with my brother.
He stole confetti. He still has it.
But Kyle, that was a home game.
The man next to me was crying.
Game.
He was 65, 70 years old, and he was crying because he got to witness the Bucks win a championship. You are trying to take that emotion away from millions of fans, Brad. This is ludicrous.
Well, first of all, millions can't attend, only like maybe 70,000. But that's a different. It's a home game. You get to go home, and what if the Bucks would have lost? That gentleman might have been crying tears of pain, not tears of joy. I'd rather do that in the comfort of my own home.
I honestly think this one might be worse than the universal food menu.
Oh, you mailed it in. Brad's on vacation tomorrow. He mailed it in.
I mailed it in.
I forgot. You are off the next 3 shows.
I am off the next 3 shows. I firmly believe this. As someone that's done it, I have the ability to actually give an educated opinion on it.
Did you tell your parents they shouldn't have came to watch you in the Super Bowl?
Now, they're watching their baby boy. That's something that's different. If it was just
Mom,
a random
Dad, you guys got to watch it.
You guys got to stay in Brookfield.
Really going to miss the Doritos commercial.
You can't miss the commercial.
Once in a lifetime, your son's playing a Super Bowl, but that Doritos commercial, I'm telling you.
So much better.
I stand by it.
Hey, halftime show, you won't like it in person.
Yeah, not that great.
Rob Domofsky, I feel like we'd be doing a disservice to Rob Domofsky to even ask him this here, Brett, out.
He's going to agree with me.
It's because you're both yuppity yups. Next.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman.
Oh, wow.
North?
Spread Eagle is way north. Way north.
Stop. You're doing the thing where you don't know what you're doing.
No, it is, though.
We don't know where up north is.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Well, we got some delays along southbound 4394. First of all, through the Marquette, and then at the base of the high-rise bridge stretching all the way down towards Oklahoma Avenue. So watch out for that. There is a broken down vehicle right about at Oklahoma Avenue off on the right shoulder. We do still have this accident on Brewers Boulevard southbound, south of the freeway, blocking the right lane. We are seeing some delays through that area as well. And westbound 94 backing up from about 35th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. And checking the TMJ4 Storm King forecast. Tonight, a light mix likely, freezing drizzle, a low of 29. Tomorrow, decreasing clouds, windy with a high of 39. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Betty Lazaga, 94.5 ESPN.
Hey guys, Josh DiMaggio here. Don't be like me and wait till the last minute. Valentine's Day is almost here. Impress that special someone with a handcrafted bouquet from Flowers for Dreams. Order a bouquet online at flowersfordreams.com or visit their Walker's Point location. Use code ESPN at checkout for 15% off your bouquet, or this year, try something new with tickets to their date night open studio workshop on Friday, February 14th. Every Valentine's bouquet benefits an amazing local Milwaukee charity. That's flowersfordreams.com, code ESPN.
So many of our youth carry unimaginable burdens. Anger, depression, even thoughts of suicide. At Rawhide Youth Services, we recognize their pain. We help them find hope and healing. For those that need a second chance at life, we refuse to give up on them. Please be a part of our life-saving work. When you donate your used vehicle to Rawhide, you're helping change the lives of countless youth in our communities. Go to rawhide.org/donate and help them realize a brighter future today.
Come see Pal at the Neary Spring Home Improvement Show February 14th through the 16th. Learn about our incredible design team with an ability to customize windows to match your unique home. Pal Windows and Doors of Wisconsin is now offering windows as low as $22 per month and doors as low as $89 per month. Rest easy with our 10-year installation warranty. Book your in-home consultation at the show and receive a complimentary Design Works consultation and a Pella Care inspection. Visit PellaWI.com. Certain restrictions apply.
Join the roar of 18,000 Bucks fans at Fiserv Forum and be a part of the slam dunks, game-changing plays, and electrifying victories live. Witness the edge-of-your-seat action and unforgettable moments as they happen. You don't want to miss this. Grab your calendar, handpick your favorite matchups, and secure your seats for Dame time in Milwaukee and every incredible moment that comes next at bucks.com/tickets. That's bucks.com/tickets.
Your first time driving a stick shift. The car, sporty. Your teacher, nervous. You've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with Online Activation Zone, so you can easily shift your direct deposits from your old clunker of a bank to Associated Bank in just a few clicks. You've got this with Activation Zone from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
American Family Insurance is a lot like Captain America. He protects the world.
It's just doing my job.
And we help protect your dreams with amazing auto and home coverage. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com. And see Marvel Studios' Captain America Brave New World.
Suit up. We need to move.
In theaters February 14th. This film is not yet rated.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
This is Kyle Bruston-Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. Bold, bald, beautiful. ESPN NFL Nation reporter Rob Domofsky on Kyle Bruston-Nortman.
Happy to have Rob Domofsky here with us on Kyle Bruston-Nortman. He looks way more calm on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison than I saw him on Twitter celebrating his son's game-winning bucket. Rob, how are you?
I'm better now, Ben. You didn't see all the missed free throws that cost us like a 12-point lead with 3 minutes to go that put us in that situation.
Oh, no. That's not good. Did your son have anything to do with that?
We'll just have to – I'll leave that up to you to see if you can find the box score.
I'll have Alex Strofe is already, as soon as you said that, he went whoop right over to the computer. As I'm going to hand it over to Brad Nortman. I just feel really bad, Rob, because I've really enjoyed doing this with you. This was the worst Hear Brad Out.
Stop. You're gaslighting.
To end Hear Brad Out.
Leading the witness. Leading the witness.
That is leading the witness. Rob, I think you're going to...
You don't lead the witness, though. Let him determine on himself that this was poo-put.
I'll strike that from my mind.
Yeah, exactly. You're going to agree with me on this one, I think, Rob, because you, like me, you've been to Super Bowl, so you know that this take is accurate. How many Super Bowls have you been to, Rob?
Two.
Super
Bowl 32 and Super Bowl 45.
Okay. Both Packer ones, you experience a loss and a win. In general,
both of them were work.
Super Bowls on TV, watching a Super Bowl on TV in your home, better than going in person. There's a couple reasons why. First of all, game views are better. You're all the way up in the nosebleeds, can't see what's going on. The food is better at home. You can't see the commercials if you go to the game. That's like half the enjoyment of the Super Bowl. You can't even see or enjoy the halftime show. Who's going on? What's singing? People, traffic, strangers. The comfort of your own home is just better. And there's a 50-50 chance that your team's going to lose and you walk away from the game after all that money and time, frustrated, stress, and experiencing a loss. Watching the Super Bowl on TV in your home or maybe a small party, better than going in person.
So here's the thing. And here's what a lot of friends of mine did Super Bowl weeks. They would go down to the city, San Diego or Dallas, spend the whole week down there, take part in all the activities, go out every night, and then on Saturday, go home and watch the game at home. It's like the best of both worlds.
Hear Rob out.
I'm not sure if you're talking about doing that, where you go to the city for part of the week and then go home, or if you're talking about just not going at all.
Rob, you have been such a DNA of Hear Brad Out. I'm gonna marry our two thoughts. That is the
he's trying to take your thought to marry it with his thought.
I can't believe I didn't think of that. That is the way to experience Super Bowl week. My thought plus Rob's thought equals perfect Super Bowl week. Hear Brad Out. Bam.
Now that said, if the price is right and someone gives you a decently priced ticket, you go to the game.
It's an experience. You can't pass up if you're a true fan.
Thank you,
Rob.
I don't know.
Now, if it's going to cost you $3,000 just for the game ticket, plus all your travel for the rest of the week, lodging, then I say no. But if it's a reasonable, you go to the city, 100% go to the city, and then if it's reasonable to go to the game, and I don't know what's reasonable to some people, like to me, I would say less than $1,000.
Yeah, you ain't gonna find that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, then you're not going. I once paid $550 for a 5th row ticket to Bruce Springsteen.
Wow.
And that's my cutoff.
Cool.
Yeah, that's a big flex right there.
Yeah,
Rob Domofsky joining us here on Kyle Brush to Nortman. And if you do hear me cough, I'm not mocking you. I also have a little tickle.
I can't get away from it. I'm not sick in any way, shape, or form, and I can't stop coughing.
Yeah, you have the Brad Nortman. He had the same thing. Now, Rob, media star Josh Jacobs making the rounds at the big game, Media Row.
Yeah.
His comments have been very pointed. He basically has called out the wide receivers in saying, and opening up the door to Devontae Adams, a real number one would be great. I love it. And I don't care about the other receivers on the Packers team tweeting, deleting tweets. Bro is the top 5 back in the league. Yep. He is paid well, performed. They led the league in drops. If anything, I love it. Finally, you got a guy that's I'm sick of this. I know it may not go over as well as I'm saying, but from the outside perspective, I love it. Fire it up.
Well, first of all, Ben, I'm never going to be one of these sports people who are rip somebody for saying something interesting, because our job's to get these guys to say something interesting, right? That's the fun. It cracks me up when media types, whether they're reporters or radio hosts or TV hosts, criticize players for what they say when it's really interesting and truthful. That's what we want from these guys, right? So I'm never going to rip a guy for that. Second of all, this is coming from a guy who's been a model citizen. You mentioned the production, how good he's been, but in leadership areas, in behavior, everything. This guy's been everything that they want. He's earned the right to say that kind of stuff, in my opinion. So,
what are the other guys going to do? Go up to him and be like, "Oh, Josh, how could you say something?"
Yeah, I'm not going to block for you now. No.
You're not. You haven't done anything. He's done stuff.
He what he said, whether you like it or not, it's probably not wrong. He said, we got a lot of really good guys. We don't have a great one. And that's, you know what? Mm-hmm. I think that's what, Kyle, I bet that's what you think. Ben, probably what you think. Brad, and we all think it. That's
what the receivers think, too. They know it to be true.
Yeah, I don't think he was malicious in saying. The other thing, too, is you have to figure they're not going to have Christian Watson for the first 2 or 3 months of the season, probably. So, you need a guy, whether that's Devontae or T. Higgins or, whoever else may be out there now.
Cooper Kupp.
The chances of them using that 20, what are they picking, 25th on that receiver? No chance.
23.
Right? That or 20, yeah, that we know, right? That's, Javon Walker was Javon Walker for a reason, and that's never going to happen in my lifetime covering this team, I don't think.
Dang. Never?
I look, for about 3 or 4 years, Kyle, I kept picking receivers in the mock draft, the Packers mock draft, and I kept getting it wrong time after time. I think maybe it was 1 year, it might have been Brandon Ayuk, I can't. And I decided until Goody or whoever's running this thing actually picks a receiver in the first round, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, you know what, Jackson and Jigma Smith is one that we missed.
Jackson Smith and Jigba, but very good.
Yeah.
Oh,
I almost went with Xavier Worthy last year in our mock draft. Almost.
That would have been fun.
We got the opposite of Xavier Worthy. We got an offensive lineman.
It was hurt.
Yep.
Yeah.
Rob, I think about Josh Jacobs' comments.
Hey, Kyle, you could ask a question. You sound like you're so down over there. Are you all right?
No. Well, I mean,
never was a question. Right?
I know, but usually, he's a little more fiery. He just sounds defeated.
Yeah,
No.
Defeated. Maybe Josh Jacobs, maybe he can speak it into existence.
Hopefully, I hope he can speak it into existence 100% because this Green Bay Packer team needs that. And so I don't understand why people are on Twitter. And when I say people, I'm talking about the wide receivers of Jaden Reed and also Tay Wicks, who I don't know if they took offense with it, but they responded to it.
Yeah, which one of them took? Did Jaden Reed delete his? I think I was late. I saw some notifications, and then when I went to look at it, it was gone.
I would have to check.
I didn't see anything from Jaden Reed. I only saw Tay Wicks. But that leads me to my question. Rob, wasn't Josh Jacobs the primary vocal offensive leader most of the season? And if so, aren't you a little concerned that this is going to create a little division, a little bit of, lack of trust between offensive weapons here?
Mike McCarthy had a saying, confrontation is good. I'm not so sure that's not accurate in this case. It's not going to be great. I mean, there's going to be some guys that have to answer questions, and it's going to be hard, and they're going to maybe blame's the wrong word. It's going to be Josh Jacobs' fault that the first time we have access to those guys in the spring, we're going to ask them about it. But that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to
What's Tay Adams going to say? Or, excuse me, what's Dontavian Wicks going to say? Oh, it's Josh Jacobs' fault in the first half of the season I dropped nearly every pass thrown to me. Yeah. What's Jaden Reed going to say? In the second half of the season when I disappeared, that's Josh Jacobs' fault.
Right.
Romeo Dobbs, when I didn't show up, that's Josh Jacobs' fault. Right? I know it's got to be addressed, but I don't know. I'm just fired up.
Got to be does that piss you off? And you know what? Look, there are a lot of people who knew damn well that Aaron Rodgers was pissed off that they drafted Jordan Love, and Aaron Rodgers went out and won a couple MVPs after that. So maybe it'll have a positive effect.
Well, Rob,
I want to know this.
Go ahead, Kyle, and then we'll let him go before he and I both lose our voice at the same time.
Out of water.
We didn't ask him I want to know the ultimate question is, what are league circles saying about the likelihood of Myles Garrett coming to Green Bay?
Yeah, I mean, the few people I talked to, the price was all over the map. Some people think it's a first-round pick and a player. Some people think it's, a second this year and a conditional pick after that. It's all over the map. Wow. The crazy thing is, it's always more, unless it's Russell Wilson or Deshaun Watson or whatever, it's always less than what people think it's going to take to get somebody, right? It's going to be 2 first-round picks. No, it's not. It's not going to be that. But,
then what the hell is Goody doing?
I'll tell you. What do you think about this, Rob? The 21st or 23rd pick in this year's draft, and then I got a first-round pick I can give you. It was the 13th pick in the draft. It was Lucas Van Ness.
Yeah, or you got a disgruntled cornerback. A disgruntled cornerback who we need to get rid of.
If I asked you what LVN would go for on the open market, what do you think you can get back for him?
Ooh, a 5th, maybe?
That is what my head said, and that is just disheartening.
Yeah,
that is a terrible return on investment.
Yeah, I mean, it was a risky pick, and honestly at this point, Ben, you're probably better off seeing if the new D-line coach can develop him and give him give him another shot versus what the 5th round pick would be. That's what I would say. But wouldn't it be crazy if the draft is in Green Bay and the Packers trade their first round pick, and don't have one? That would be something.
Yeah,
it'd be wild.
I had actually texted that to you guys this morning because it would never happen.
Sure it would.
No.
I don't.
If you can get Myles Garrett, everybody should be fired if they say, hey, we value our first-round pick in Green Bay more than we value a first-ballot Hall of Famer.
I agree with that.
I don't disagree with you, but they like the money in the pockets. Rob, is this goodbye? Are we breaking up for a while?
Money in the pocket.
So, okay, I did hear you say about the contractually obligated, but I'm going to say this. If you'll have me next week, I'll do a pro bono one, and hopefully I can get through the segment a little bit better without
Pro bono Rob! I like that. I'm going to bring my best stuff for here, Brad, out. My best stuff.
You said that last
Hopefully
time.
I won't need a full glass of water.
We'll send you a care package for your pro bono work. We'll go to the prize closet and send you something.
Looking forward to it, Alex. Make sure you remind me next week.
Yes, sir.
We'll be seeing you. Okay.
We'll be seeing you next week.
That's Rob Domowski of ESPN.com. Check him out. And Brad, you talk about the offer, and I'll tell you why you need to do exactly what Brad says.
Yeah, exactly. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin is offering this right now that you can't ignore. $22 per month per window and $89 per month per patio door. Only Pella can offer a deal like that and give you the product that Ben knows so much about.
I about cried.
Oh.
I'm not even joking. I texted Gina Della and I said, I think I'm going to cry looking at my new door and windows. And this is, again, what has been my word of the day?
Hyperbolic.
That is not hyperbolic. The windows in my home from an old home were from like 1930 or 40.
Oof.
Seeing them strip it, seeing them like the whole process was amazing. And then the end result, even more amazing. My house looks like it like transformed. It makes me embarrassed that I actually like bought the house that I bought because now the windows and the brand new door make it like elevated times a million. And I'm not being hyperbolic. I'm telling you, Gina's going to come over to my house on Friday. We're going to look at everything that they did, talk through it. They're going to put the screens in when it's warm enough in April. It's been so life-changing to see where my house was. And now when I walk in the door, my brand new door, I'm not going to lie. My chest is out. Like, I'm a real homeowner. I'm not a fake homeowner. Gina's made me a real homeowner. So wherever phase you're in, remodel, just got a new house, have your long-term house, you want to do something great, get the financing. I promise you, it will be so rewarding from energy, from looks, from everything. Like, I was near tears. Near tears. I'm near tears. I know that's a drop, Alex. Let Gina know that KBN sent you, and you will get the best experience possible. Gina is amazing. Pella Windows and Doors is amazing. The warranties are amazing. The financing. Jimmy's team, the installation team, awesome. Gifted them some Palermo's pizza. I actually cooked some. Great host. They were awesome. 855-PELLA-WI or PellaWI.com. Check them out. I love Gina.
Did you just pat yourself on the back for being a great host?
Yeah. And the subtle, not so subtle drop right there. But Palermo's Pizza is a pretty good host.
I love Gina.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
It's the 414 hour at 4 on KBN.
Wow. Just wow.
Has he sound good? We've been practicing.
I did it all last week. I gotta say, I'm pretty proud of my progress.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. What happens when you mix a 3-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year with a Packers Hall of Famer?
I'm not going to get into the Kringle turnover game, so that's what it needs to be.
Kringle
I think his legs.
Yeah. Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Like the pastry you guys turnovers. Being serious? You guys can't put two and two
I got it. I did not get it.
They don't call themselves Racine Danish turnovers.
Sorry. Sometimes I wonder about you two, man.
Catch him from 9 to noon right here on 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Monica, we've got to hand it to you.
You and the design team have outdone yourselves.
Are you talking about the One collection?
Those rings say you are the one.
And they say it symbolically.
Describe the symbols.
Every ring in the One collection should be presented with a special ritual.
What would that ritual be?
You pick up her left hand and you place a kiss on her ring finger.
Rick, you never told me about that part.
Then you show her the tiny red diamond, flush mounted inside the ring, that will forever be in contact with her finger.
Why is it red?
Because that's when the giver says to the one, wherever you go, my heart goes with you.
I give you this kiss. I give you my heart.
The red diamond is a secret symbol of that sacred moment.
The center diamond on the outside of the ring is for the whole world to see.
But the tiny red created diamond inside the ring is only for the two of them.
The One collection of engagement rings is available exclusively at Kessler's.
To find the Kessler's nearest you,
visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Love is in the air at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. This February, play to your heart's content in the Love It or Leave It $300,000 game show. Thursday night, you could love your prize or leave it for another. For a chance to cuddle up to thousands in cash and prizes, just play using your rewards card. Get ready to love it or leave it. Only at Potawatomi. Learn more at PaysBig.com. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
An ESPN Radio Extra Point.
with Evan Cohen, Chris Canty, and Michelle Smallman.
If you were Kevin Durant, knowing all of the drama about going to the Warriors, would you want to go back there if you're him?
Without a doubt.
Why?
Because just going to Golden State put KD in a better position to win another title.
Yes.
I agree. So if I'm Kevin Durant, no matter what I do moving forward, there's always going to be that asterisk for some people that I had to join a super team. I had to join Steph and the Warriors in order to win. That when I went on my own and had other stars around me where I was the number one, I couldn't get it done. I couldn't do it in Brooklyn. I couldn't do it in Phoenix. That's already going to be there. So why not go back there, put yourself in a better position to win, maybe get another championship, and see how you can further your legacy in that way? Because if it already exists, why are you trying to avoid it? You're never going to live that down. So just go back there. If I was him, I wouldn't even think twice about it.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it. Did you know that 1 in 4 people seeking treatment for ED are under 40? So you're not alone. And even better, Hims can help. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs at up to 95% less than the brand names when you get started at hims.com/joy. It all starts with an online intake form. From there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. Through hims.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
The Damn Sports Show. What did Kyle call it? The Great Damn Sports Show?
Best Damn Sports Show.
That's up next in Beaver Dam. You got Jim, Matt, and Molly in Madison.
Beaver Dam.
We're back in 2 minutes. Don't go anywhere. It's Kyle, Brust, and Nortman taking you till 5 o'clock and the Homer Hour. Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, the Alex Strofe in 2 minutes. Don't you go anywhere.
We've got delays southbound 43 coming in from Keefe all the way down towards Fond du Lac Avenue. Crash there at Highland off on the left shoulder too, so watch out for that. Westbound 94 a bit heavy from 27th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. And then on southbound 4394, seeing delays coming off the high-rise bridge. And then again right past Lincoln down towards the KK River crossing. Traffic is brought to you by Racine Danish Kringles, now offering a heart-shaped Kringle with pink icing in raspberry, chocolate silk, cherry, and pecan flavors. Order at kringle.com or call 1-800-4DANISH. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, light mix, likely freezing drizzle with a low of 29. Tomorrow, decreasing clouds, windy with a high of 39. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lasga, 94.5 ESPN.